Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today I've got a book talk video for you, and we are talking about The Best Kind of People by Zoe Whittall. Now this book was a Scotiabank Giller Prize finalist. For anyone who doesn't know, the Scotiabank Giller Prize is a literary award that's given out here in Canada in, I believe, November. It's given out to a Canadian author who has written a book in English, though translations do count, within the past year. And so every year there's a long list of people who are in the running, and then they narrow it down to the 5 finalists, and then out of those finalists the winner is chosen. I think what I'm going to do next, or this coming fall, is once the short list has been revealed with the finalists, pick up all of those books and do book talks on them. I think that'd be really fun. So for now I picked this one up because I was very interested in the subject matter. Zoe Whittall, this is the only thing that I've read of hers so far, although I know she has other novels out. And I really enjoyed her writing. This was a compulsively readable. I couldn't put it down. And that has in part to do with the very interesting story, but also just the way she writes is so readable. So I'm definitely going to be checking out more of her books. But as for this one, this story is about George. George is a teacher at the local high school. Well, no, not the local high school, at a very prestigious prep school, and I believe it goes all the way from like kindergarten to grade 12. And he's a teacher there. He is a hero. He's very well liked by the entire community, his peers, his students. He's just held in very high esteem by everyone that knows him. Then one evening he comes home and he's acting a little weird, and his wife is kind of like, this doesn't seem right. And then the police arrive and they're there to arrest him because he has been charged with, I believe it's 2 counts of sexual impropriety with a minor and 1 count of attempted rape. All of these charges being brought forth by students of his. Now, to say that the family is shook when this happens would be a big understatement. Everyone is just devastated, and that's the last we really hear of George. None of the book is told from his point of view. We don't get any details about these accusations because it's not important. Rather, the story is told from the points of view of his wife, Joan, his 17-year-old daughter, Sadie, who was a student at the school where he was teaching, and his son, Andrew, who's older. I believe he's like in his mid-30s. What follows is a story about doubt, about loyalty and trust, about how long do you stick with somebody when you don't know what is what anymore. Joan is stuck between wanting to believe her husband when he insists his innocence because anything else goes against the character of his that she has known for so many years. And so she's just really shaken to her core because how much can you really know somebody else? And then their daughter Sadie, who was going to the school and knows the girls who have pressed these charges against him, she just becomes, like, school becomes impossible for her. There's whispers everywhere she goes, and life in high school is hard enough. Add this to it, and she's struggling, and she is damaged, and she is so hurt. And then there's Andrew, who's also just struggling. He comes home to help try to put the pieces together because he lives in the city a few hours away, and they all have their own ideas about their father's guilt or innocence, and they're just trying to put the pieces together. And that's the gist of the story. Them trying to keep their entire family from collapsing. And it's just so interesting and so well written, and I absolutely love it. So while all of this is going on, George is locked up in prison awaiting his trial. And yeah, there are reporters, there are death threats, there are hate calls. This family is just being put through the ringer. And it just, it just talks about how do you stand beside someone while you are also questioning his innocence. And as more time goes on, more things are found out, and then that brings us to the conclusion, which left me the end of the book left me heartbroken. It was so good. It was so real. It was so unexpected that I read it, that last line, and then I just kind of dropped the book and I was like, what now? What do I do now? It was just great. The ending was great. My only criticism would be the first bit of the book. It takes place over a very short amount of time, and like many pages are dedicated to each day. So it's like one chapter will be like Monday morning, and then the next chapter Monday afternoon. So there's just so much detail and so much in there. And then as we get a bit further on, it starts skipping around a bit, and chunks of time will pass, months, which I understand. You've got to tell the story like that, otherwise it would take forever. But I just really loved the slow pace of the beginning. Not story-wise, right off the bat, it kicks off. But the slow time-wise pace of the beginning. So yeah, if you're looking for a great read, The Best Kind of People is definitely something to check out. If you're like me and you love stories about families, family dysfunction, family problems, you'll love this. It's so good. If you've read it, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. And yeah, that's it for this book talk. As I've been doing for a while now, I've got my Friday shoutouts for 3 channels, and I will of course link their channels down in the description box below. So make sure you go and check them out, and of course tell them that I sent you. So the first channel I want to shout out, I'm going to say your name wrong again. I'm sure, and I'm sorry. Feel free to tell me how to phonetically say it if you want. I'd love that. But it's Maria del Guidice. I hope that's right. Anyway, you need to check out her channel. If you're a beauty and fashion lover, you just need to. She's stunningly gorgeous, first of all. She's super talented with makeup and style, and I just think if you're into beauty, makeup and beauty, go check out her channel. You won't regret it. Second is Lilybeth's channel. Lilybeth is just the sweetest lady. She does a lot of vlogs, and she also does reviews and shares her family, and she's just a sweetheart, and I love watching her videos so much. So I will link her down below as well. And then finally, I also want to shout out Slim Shell. I love watching her videos. She seems like such an awesome lady, and she's such a wonderful supporter to me and my channel, and I just appreciate it so much. So there you have it. The links, of course, will be down in the description bar below. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.